produced it. TJ produced it.
Sure, sure. Damn, we as the people more smarter than that. Fears, control, propaganda, symbols, attack. The best way to win the war is simple as that. See, if I know you want me dead, then I'm never relaxed. We more connected with the world than we wanna address, because the way we handle business is simply a mess. Take from each other, live like animals, nevertheless. Lost souls pulling triggers ain't posing a threat. How you react on them drugs, they already dissect. Take a step away from life, they gon' mimic your death. Who I remind you of, I can only be fresh. Never let a woman turn you sour. Every weak, strong-minded nigga need a coward. Choose a broke bad bitch, she gon' need a shower. Speaking to you cause all this game giving a rouse. Shit, I'm astonished that my talent's underrated proud. Top 5 all time in my own mind. Kept money, stayed free for a long time. A lot of people in fear, they mind hold tight. Give a fuck what he said, nigga, your dog lied. Y'all playing checkers, keep testing, we stepping all night. Sliding with weapons, protection, be round at all times. Sure. Sliding with weapons, protection, be round at all times. I swear, for real. So, don't never think a nigga slipping, you feel me? I promise you, boy. We just tryna live out this bitch. Yeah, survival ain't survival if you don't survive tonight. A Bible becomes your rival when you don't read at night. Calculate me, I add it up, I'm even right. Nothing all about me, no capture, I freedom fight. You follow rules, we bend, we live life, then repent. Run through them obstacles, Thurman Thomas, a block for you. Number schemes, I got a few. Them bullets make conversations play back for you. Karma come with reason, diamond still breathing. Focused on living life, niggas kill for no reason. Bless you all to be still here, homie, believe it. Snakes in your circle, the recipe for treason. If you stealing these bench stove, fucking me greedy. You gotta show me that love, actions, they undefeated. For real. On Floyd, you gotta show me that love, actions, they undefeated. Real, man. Damn. We quarantined. 2020, you know what I mean? March 25th, some shit like that. Surrounded by love. Trapped in my bunk. Got a thump for your thump, bitch.
Hi, my name is Matthew Aronson, and thank you for joining us again here at No Offense. Today we are joined by LSOTR Fresh. Y'all already know where y'all here, man. We've been advertising it all day, man. I know y'all excited like I am. I'm not even gonna waste your time. We're gonna jump right into it. I got my man waiting on the side, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we are live, my dude. How you doing today, man?
Hey, man, I'm blessed. Can't complain at all.
Man, I'm glad. Thanks again for stopping by. I know you're a busy man, and that music, I could tell, man, takes some thought. So I appreciate you stepping outside the studio with it and rocking with us today, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you too, man. It's always good to get a reaching out. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Get these people what they want to hear, man. Let me. How old are you now, my dog?
35 years old.
35? That's for sure. Okay.
35. Man, I'll be 36 June 7th.
Well, like if I don't talk to you before then, and hopefully that's not the case, I want to be the first to tell you happy birthday, my man, for rocking another year.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. How long have you been at your craft at this point?
Been doing music going on 10 years now.
10 years? That's what's up.
10 years. Yeah, man. I actually based all my music around my brother's sentence, because he got sentenced to 10 years, and he get out May 21st. So it's all coming together the way it's supposed to.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as your when is the earliest moment that you took it serious? I know a lot of us fall in love with music. You know, those that'll do it. You know, we hear it and you kind of get naturally drift toward it. But when's the earliest moment that you knew officially, like, I want to lock this in and do this professionally, like take it serious?
Man, I could say honestly, when I first did my first real show and opened up for a major artist, and you know, just the crowd participation and how people was, you know, excited to see me and all that shit kind of, you know, it pushed me over the edge. It made me want to do better, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. All right. Speaking of which, how did you feel that right before you took the stage for the first time? How did you feel as you was rocking the crowd from side to side, and how did you feel in the seconds just after when when the show came to completion and your set was over?
Oh man, adrenaline crazy, and it was more personal for me because a lot of my songs are personal, and it was in front of my home crowd, man, and it was a blessing, dog. I can't even explain it, to be honest.
For sure, for sure. So as far as your creative process, how does that work? Is it like, do you set aside time to write, or like do you say like, hey man, Tuesday, Wednesday I'm gonna be in the lab, or is it like, man, as soon as something hits you, you gotta hit the microphone as soon as you got it before you drop it down?
Yeah, it all depends on the mornings how I get up. Like if I get up, man, and it really ain't nothing going on, then I like to tap into some instrumentals or check my emails and get caught up in the music basically. But it could be any day, man. I can write every day, to be honest.
For sure, for sure. And what would you say is on those days when you might have partied in a little bit too hard the night before, or you get up with that huge headache? What's that motivation that keeps your eyes on the prize, my man?
Man, just everything you done put into it already. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't believe it or not, I haven't even been able to be a full time artist. Because I do everything and everything. I write all my music. I can honestly say I done directed all my videos. It's just I never got a chance to sit back and really just be the artist. You know what I'm saying? So that's what keep me going, man. Just want to get to that moment. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, I understand. All right. If you can go back to the beginning of your career, like with everything that you know right now, if you can
Hmm.
go back and just holler at your former self for a second, right before it all took off, is there any knowledge jewels that you drop and let yourself know, like, hey man, go full throttle on this avenue, or don't waste so much time in this avenue, or is there any kind of jewels you drop to yourself at this point?
Um, Really, I mean, yeah, I can say I took a lot of hits, independent hits, just doing things, trying things, and losing money, stuff like that. But I really wouldn't take nothing back, man, because it's a lot I know now. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to actually do something right now, that's special. So I wouldn't take nothing away from nothing that ever happened.
I understand. I understand. Okay. Well, everybody aspires to be the greatest of all time at their craft, and I can tell you seriously. So I know has been something that you'll probably relate to. What are some people that you believe may have influenced your style of delivery, either growing up, listening to them in the house, or just what attracted you to a certain cadence or wordplay that you might use today?
Um, I can say I don't know, man. I listen to a lot of the top rappers. The people that I felt was really talking about real things. Tupac first and foremost. But just a lot of them, like Lil Wayne coming up, lot of Wayne coming up, lot of that whole Hot Boys, everything that came out the South almost. MJG, I actually got a chance to meet him personally, but MJG, Eight Ball, all of the old greats, Trick Daddy, everything come out of Florida. Just everything, and then even up north, Jadakiss, a lot of them dudes, man. Beanie Siegel, any of the spitters, man. I was a fan, so I listened to a lot of.
Sure. I was gonna say, just listening to your music, you don't sound like him. You just remind me of him. I did definitely get that Jada Kiss vibe from you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, listen. I get that all the time, bro. It's crazy.
All
We
right.
both Gemini's. I don't know how my voice raspy like his, cause this shit raspy. And mine ain't that raspy.
Hey man, either way, y'all both of your voice command attention, and both of you deserve to be listened to, my man. So you keep rocking it. Um,
No doubt, no doubt.
at this point, are you signed to a label? Are you purely independent, or what's
Yeah,
going?
I'm independent, man. I'm still independent. I ain't never signed to nothing ever.
All right. It's now if the bag was right and negotiation was on the table and you had complete control to write your contract, is there a label that you'd be willing to sign to?
Um, I mean, man, I'm open for any label that's willing to hear my vision and see what my direction is. You know what I'm saying, and what I want. Out of even doing this music, because it's far more bigger than a necklace, a car, and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually stood in the streets for real with all that. So I know how that feels. That ain't my, that's not my goal. So it'll just be, basically somebody that could relate to my age and what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure. Okay. Well, here's that no offense, banging. We always gotta ask you, man. You wake up tomorrow, that phone rings, and it's the best call of your career. Tell me who's on the line with you and how the conversation goes.
um, damn. Let me see. Phone rang, and it's Tupac telling me, man, it's on. I want you to come with me.
Man, dude, I wish I could hear that. I wish I could be on the fly on the wall, man. When you got that, when you heard me, I know that's gonna be something epic right there, boss.
Hey, for real, you did.
Yes, sir. So at this point, with you being so established and you being mastered in your lane like you are you open to doing features or collabs with upcoming artists or artists who are just getting into the game? And if so, what do they need to have in hand when they contact you so you to know for you to know that they're serious and not there to waste your time?
I can say just. I mean, I don't want to say anybody could waste my time because some people just really not all the way together. But just take a listen to my music, man, and see what type of vibe I'm on. So that way, a track that you do send me, I'll be able to, more than willing to get on it if it's in my lane.
For sure, for sure. Okay. All right, so these next questions, man, I call these the kickback on the couch questions, man. These are more on a personal level. I know we get to know you as an artist, but these are more to get to know you as an individual, man. I know everybody don't get your time. So the first,
Right.
this the only question I have here that has an introduction, and I have to remind people that we're live, and I don't have no bail money for you. You know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing that can indict. Don't say nothing that can indict. Nothing, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to make no shirts. You know what I'm saying? What's the? Give me something that's radio ready, and you won't have you fighting the case. You heard me? All right. What's the craziest thing you've ever done, and would you do it again?
The craziest thing I ever done, and would I do it again? Um, nah, man. The craziest thing I done was. I can say I made it. I can say I made a bad decision. I can't even say damn. I can't even say that. I can't even say that. I'm trying to figure out what type of spontaneous shit that I can say on here. I don't have a spontaneous life, brother. Like I ain't jumped out no planes and no, you know what I'm saying? That crazy.
No, man. We just
Let me see. I'm trying because I want to give an honest. I want to give you something honest. Let me see.
okay.
Anything that I ask the question one more time.
All right. Now again, this radio ready now.
I know. I understand.
I don't want mama calling me up talking about what you got my baby on TV doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't do me like that. What's the
No,
craziest?
my mama know I'm a big boy, man. And whatever I say, I'm standing on that
All
shit.
right, bet. What's the craziest thing you've ever done that you could talk about, and would you
Mm,
do it again?
okay. Mm, mm, mm. Nah, bro, I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't got nothing I can talk about that I did crazy.
Pleading the fifth is always that's why they exist. You heard
I'm
me?
trying to find you. I'm trying to find you something, but it's like, bro,
Hey, that's
put it like this. I can put it like this. It ain't gonna be no story that can come out the jungle that's crazy
mm,
that somebody would mind doing again. That's gonna that's gonna be censored for the radio. So I can just honestly say, man,
hey,
um,
you can
I
politely
don't know.
pass. You can politely pass, boss. I ain't mad at. Listen, like I said, I ain't got no
Yeah, I'm
bail money
passing on
for you.
that.
I
I'm passing on that one.
ain't no problem.
I don't know if it's because of the word crazy or what. Cause when I think crazy, I'm thinking shit you can be locked up for. So yeah, you right.
Yeah, with that being said, I'm just gonna leave that alone. And again, it's the best way to go because I'll be feeling bad, like, oh man, I ain't mean it. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey man, hey listen man, shout out you man. You know what I'm saying? You real important for that man, cause boy listen, I be watching some of them interviews, but them niggas be getting interrogated.
what? I'll be waiting for them to bring in the coke and the cigarette on the first 48. It's,
I be like, man, come on.
man, dude, I don't want to put no names, but Vlad TV sometimes I'll be like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on his. I'm straight for even. I'm good on him couch on his couch and all that. I'm good on all of that. I'm straight.
For show balls, for show balls. All right, let's say you get a call, man. They want Fresh down and across the world, man. They want you to do a worldwide tour. but for some reason the internet on the plane, either too many people streaming on it, whatever it is, you try to log on, it's choppy. But thank God you bought those 5 favorite top movies of yours, boss. What's in the bag with you, man?
Oh man, Juice.
All right.
Um. Ooh. Juice. Players Club.
Sure.
uh. Damn. You got me thinking, boy.
Hey, that's the object, man. That's all.
Talking about 5 on Juice, Players Club, Friday, the first one. Give me Enemy of the State, and I take that new Bad Boys, man. That I can rock with that.
For sure, man. Hey, especially if y'all ain't seen the new Bad Boys, you doing yourself a disservice, man.
I can rock with that.
The craziest part is I was kind of worried. I was like, how you gonna follow up Bad Boys 2, man? You know, you gotta step correct.
Yeah, for real.
You gotta step correct.
They did that too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They did that.
All right. What's something you can't go a day without doing, boss?
Supporting someone else.
My brother, I'm glad to hear that, man. Cause, dude, that's important. One thing we're trying to preach here on this platform, dude, is that we can all get somewhere further with supporting members behind us, man. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely to me it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Man.
I always quote the great Rollo, man, when he say jealousy and hatred is a perfume for little girls that don't smell good on them. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure.
For real.
All right. Who would you say is your favorite historical figure? Now, this could be anybody from an athlete to anybody who ever walked the earth, man. They don't have to be somebody necessarily who made it famous, but who's that one person that you know that stood an impact for you and really stood out for you?
I gotta say my granddad, man, my grandfather.
For sure.
Yeah, I gotta say my grandfather, and that's only because, you know, we don't know anything after this. So whatever you seeing is what you get. So you gotta, in order to understand who you is, you have to break down your ancestors, especially if they're in front of you, so you can understand your path. So he played a big part of my whole life, bro. So that I gotta say my granddad.
Sure, man. You definitely can't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. So I get you 100%. Man, if there was a, for some reason there was a food shortage, you know what I'm saying? If you got to the store just in time, there's one dish that you have to eat for the rest of your life. We don't even limit it down to a specific food, but what's that one dish, boss, that you have to eat for the rest of your life, but you fine with it?
If I be honest, I'm down to going to hell because I'm supposed to be eating.
What's that,
Shrimp.
Oh, shrimp. Oh, snap. What, you allergic to?
Definitely not pork. I don't eat pork. I don't eat beef. I've been doing that for about 4 years for pork, 2 years for beef.
For sure. All right.
Yeah.
So you going shrimp scampi, shrimp linguine, shrimp all the way out? What's up?
Man, all the shrimp, man.
No problem.
Bubble gum shrimp, man. However he do it.
Man.
All them shits he named, that's what we doing.
100. But hey, Bubba had about a 2-minute long list of shrimp. I don't know who wrote that part of the movie, but they need a whole raise, boy. I tell you.
Boy, I think, that boy, I think he was so far in character, I think he freestyled that one.
My boy went down through that. For sure. If your life was a movie or a book, what would the title have to be to it?
Principles. That's the title. Principles. My life has been full of principles, man. Just principles. If I don't pay attention to what my habitat was, I became my habitat. So principles is my whole life. For
sure, man. I could feel that. As soon as you said the title, man, I knew it was gonna be a movie about something, man. We definitely want to, and hopefully we see it come true, man. And I have to ask, man, if we could make it a movie, do you have anybody in mind who could play to your satisfaction, could play the leading role?
I don't know, man. You gotta find a cool brother for that, man.
For sure.
I'm a cool nigga, man.
But say cool like the other side of the pillow. All right.
You feel me?
For sure. Okay. What are some of your own personal goals that you hope to cross off for the next 5 years?
Um, I hope to I hope to triple my financial wealth, and and everyone's around me, including everyone, anybody immediate that I talk to, that I communicate with. I want to triple everybody, all of us. I want to triple financial wealth. I want to most definitely. I mean, I'm pretty close to God, but I want to get even closer. You know, get close to God, man, and just I don't know, man. By what you said, 5 years, I be 40, so I hope I'm married by then too.
Gotcha, gotcha. Are you now? Is there something in the works? Are you already seeing somebody, boss? Or
Oh yeah, man. Ain't no good man alone. You feel me?
100, 100, man. And the Bible said when a man finds his wife, he finds him a good thing, man. I can't even lie, dude. You heard mine here earlier getting on me trying to keep me on time. I had to, I ain't had no choice but to bow down. You know what I'm saying? So okay.
I swear, yeah, do what you gotta do, man.
Speaking on another level here, because I know a lot of artists, especially getting in the game, don't realize that this game does come with sacrifice. But how do you balance your time with your music and other obligations? As far as like, do you have children, or with your relationship, does that take a toll, or how do you manage to how did you manage to keep it all in line?
Oh man, it's hard. Shit, it's hard, man. I got 5 kids. I got three here with me and two back home in Florida. So I mean, I live in Atlanta too, by the way. But yeah, it's hard, man. But anything worth doing is you could do it.
For sure, definitely, man. I was always taught if anything worth having is gonna come with some time and dedication, man, and you're gonna have to figure it out. So I'm with you
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, man. This man, we done went by so fast. I can't believe we didn't even. Wait, hold on, man. Man, all right. I mean, I got a few more questions if you down, man. I don't want to. I don't want
Hey,
to. All right.
hey, I'm here, man.
Okay.
I ain't going nowhere right this second.
All right. I appreciate you. What are some suggestions for any newcomers that might be coming in the game, as far as with somebody with your status, somebody who's been doing this for so long? Is there a word of advice that you would drop knowledge on them and just let them know what to expect as far as reality? Because I know a lot of times we get clouded with this image that boom, we're gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
it doesn't quite come like that.
right. Well, I don't know, man. The best advice I can give them is never quit, and make sure you take all of the steps, man. Take all of your steps, man. Take all of your steps, because you could make a decision that could shorten your steps, and you could never end up taking those steps that you need to take, man, and you will never get over the hump. Like, never get over the hump. At least going through these steps, you know how to train yourself to make it through the hump, get over to the next hump. You know how to take hits and keep moving. So whatever you want to do, man, just make sure you try it all. Don't limit yourself because someone else put their fears on you or any of that. Because those are the major killers that's gonna be around you. It's been around me. I went through it, so I know.
For sure, for sure. Now here's a question I know everybody can relate to. Um, how do you deal with necessarily? I know. Okay, so when you first start, you tend to have a certain amount of people around you, a certain people that may have been around you forever. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
as you progress, it seems like everybody's not on the same train. Like everybody can't quite come with you on the way to
Mm-hmm.
the top. How do you personally deal with um, having to necessarily not leave someone behind, but having to accept that they may not be in the same position that you are in as far as to move forward.
Real hard, man. It's real hard because when you come out of the ghetto, the first thing you taught is loyalty for your friends, and y'all just so tight knit and tight bonded to the point where when you're trying to do something that's not beneficial for them or they can't see money from it right this second, it becomes hard. It becomes hard because that love that you're looking for, it ain't gonna be there. So best thing I can tell you, man, like I said, never quit. Not if it's something that you want. I mean, if it ain't something that you desire, and the only reason you were doing it was because of the liking of your friends, then you were doing it for the wrong reasons anyway.
For sure.
But just never quit. You know, that's something I can say is never quit.
For sure, man. All right. Growing up, I know we kind of grew up in the era where, well, at least I would imagine that we grew up around in the era where there was still a lot of old school being played in the house, versus like right now. I would say people right underneath our generation, they grew up with a lot of hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying. It was more hip hop was a little bit more evolved, and there was a lot more around freely. What
Right.
back then? What were the favorite musicians that you liked to hear, or were you always in the pocket of hip hop, or did you grow up on old school
Oh
artists?
no, I mean, you know, I still listen to old school Al Green. I still listen to Marvin Gaye. You know, those good struggle songs. You know, they got good deep messages in their songs. You know, you got to sit down and listen to them.
So,
So yeah, I still got go to tracks that I go to and still listen to.
man, one thing I think I'll never get old is Sam Cooke. A change gonna come, right?
Exactly.
it seemed like on the darkest days, man. Sam, I don't know how he managed to do it, but he bundled it all up in that song, didn't
Yeah, Sam got he went a little too deep, man. I don't listen to that song unless it's over with.
he? Well, hopefully don't get too much play, man.
Right.
All right. Uh,
I'm gonna stay away from Sam, man. Sam went too deep.
for sure, for sure. Okay. What would you say is your greatest fear? I know. As we move up in success, there's a lot that you
Mhm.
accomplish and knock off. But what would you say is like? What would you say is your greatest fear? Like that. Well, one thing that always, you know, possibly just creeps itself in the back of your mind. You know, on the darkest days.
Um, my greatest fear probably be just probably being backstabbed by someone that I love. You know, that I love dearly. To be probably my greatest fear is basically like I can say what being misunderstood. Shall I say?
Gotcha.
Because a lot of you got to think a lot of uh successful people are just you get misunderstood a lot too. You know what I mean? You get misunderstood from being successful and someone else isn't, and they don't understand how to handle that. You know that you can't just hand them everything. So a person could draw a real disliking into you if they can't understand their own footsteps. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, yes, sir. Okay.
So
If from fresh to your fans, what is one message that if you could sit down, you know what I'm saying? I know the world is too big and time is only so small, but if you could sit
right.
down as a mentor to your fans, what's the one message that you want them to understand overall?
Um, I want them to understand that nothing's perfect out here. We all subject to mishaps, to going broke, to getting up, to seeing success, to not being successful. We all accustomed to all of that. So just never give up, man, and never put your situation in front of you and think you can't get in front of it.
Sure, sure, okay. If in the future, man, if we ask to interview you again and time permits, would you be willing to come back on the show and chill with us, boss?
Man, hell no, no, I'm just playing. Call me, dog.
For sure.
Call me, bro. Next time I might be firing up though.
Hey, man, it's all good here. No offense, we want you just as it is, boss. That's why it's called that.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Don't put on the show
That's
for
real.
us, man.
That's real.
We want you just as you are, bro. We accept you, no offense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
All right,
that's what's up, man. I appreciate you having me, dog.
man. I appreciate you for taking the offer, fresh, and I hope much success, much love, and stay blessed, my D, my G's. I appreciate you, man.
No doubt, bro. You too, man.
For real. Have a
All
good day.
right, man. Y'all remember, hey, if you don't remember nothing else, support don't cost a thing, man.
For
That's
sure.
the only thing I gotta say.
I,
Support don't cost a thing.
I got one last question before I let you go, G. Matter of fact, I forgot, man. I should have been asking you this. How can we follow and get more of you, man? What's your tags? What's your handles? What platforms are you on? What should we look out for? You got any upcoming projects, any performances? Let us know, man. Give us a spill, bro.
All right, you can follow me on Instagram at Fresh Taking Off, and that's Fresh PHRESH Taken TAKEN off. And man, I got working on a movie, man. Working on a little short film, 2 of them.
Okay.
One of them called 15th Avenue. It's gonna be like almost a recap on what went on with my brother and just my music. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be some real shit. And then it's another one I'm working on with my partner Fredro Dollars, Scrooter, and it's gonna be a couple other people from the Berg and from Atlanta. It's gonna be a big collage of up and coming artists, and it's called State to State. So be on the lookout for that. And on my as far as the music, you can find the music LSOTR PHRESH on anything, everything, title, whatever you listen to.
For sure, man. Y'all get out here, make sure you support the brother. As you can tell, as we've been talking, man, he's very personal, very, very, very real, man. And that's the best thing about it. That, in case y'all didn't know, that LSOTR, that's lifestyle of, it's lifestyle of the real, man. And that's exactly what he brings to the table. So, man, definitely an enhancement to anybody's library. If you haven't had a chance to listen to this brother, he was the brother that we was playing when the show first came on, and we're gonna take you out with him as well here in a moment. So I just want to say, everybody, thank you for coming, thank you for tuning in, thank you for chilling with us here, and most of all, thank you, Fresh, for even stopping by, boss man. And again, man,
anytime, bro.
For sure, man. Much love to you. Have a great day, boss man.
All right, you do the same, fam.
Thanks, boss. Well, this concludes our interview with Fresh, man. LSOTR Fresh. We definitely thank you for stopping by again, and we'll definitely be on the lookout tomorrow. Again, we do have Ross Powerful. He's gonna be here at 7:00 p.m. So we hope that you tune in with us then as well. Again, this is Matt Arrington at No Offense. Y'all stay up and be blessed, man.
Who doing this?
T Green.
I'm saying, I can be rapping about anything.
I need you to talk to
But who doing this? Check, calculated, peep the demonstration. Streets illustrated our path, brokers without a savior. Best have your cash right, if not, they gon' fuck with you later. I seen that all couldn't get no help because they didn't make me. My spine straight, I never been in this situation. Somebody gotta be feeling me, I'm not the only one in the trench. Who really care what kind of car you drive when you winning? Suffer some losses, but never let it turn me friendly. A couple soldiers tatted on my body, my soul lifted, sitting so improper. And I'm the author, yet real enough to spill his problem. Hoping you gain knowledge, I can tell you all about it. Before my time, my age fine, kept a strong mind. No reminiscing over old business. Life goes on, hope you score when your team winning. A different sport, the same game, don't apply to family. Blood is your blood, most your home is collateral damage. The streets will take your imagination low as the planet. Death is final, niggas die over misunderstandings. Say what I won't do as I must, God made me a champion. Grew up a winner, taking losses inside of the family. Alcoholics in my vision, I'm stable and standing. Different feel when a queen say I'm loving you, daddy. Ain't choose a sucker over love, good dick in a magnum. The shit I did to make a grown man shit in his panties. Roll with toolers with niggas during heated situations. Never changed, if I did, God put you in my real. No more talking shit, I'm still walking, checking out the meal. We all know the game changed when money disappears.